and tomorrow. So before we start, such a great devotees, you will learn slowly as we go forward. So let me pray. Let me start with the pranayam mantra. Om Agyan Timrandasya Gyananjan Chalakya Chaksurunvitamena Tasmai Sri Gurube Nama Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Sapitamena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vande Ham Sri Gurur Sri Yutapadakamalam Sri Gurur Vaishnavancha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagan Raghunatham Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijan Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagan Lalita Sri Vishakhan Nicha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gope se Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute तप्त कंचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानु सुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रियम् वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य च पतितानां पावनेभ्य वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna devotees. So today I will start with Santa Janabai. As again, I really such a great devotees. All devotees are so good, but specifically today you will see today and tomorrow they have something in their life which is so sad, so tragic. Despite that, they are the one of the best pure devotees. So to talk about such a great devotees, I have no qualification. Whatever it's a mercy of Sharad Prabhuji who asked me to just speak on the Bhaktamal, these great sages, mercy of my Guru Maharaj, mercy of all of you. And whatever I am preparing is for my purification. And hope it really makes some sense for all of you. So with that premise, let me start. Okay, I'll start here. Namdev Maharaj will be completed. Okay, so here we go. Santa Janabai. So the year is 1258 to 1350. You can compare this with the Namdev Maharaj age. They were the same. The place was Ganga Khed, Parbhani in Maharashtra. The parents' name was Dama and mother was Karunda. And eventually she accepts, served Namdev Maharaj, so she was a disciple of Namdev Maharaj. So we saw last time how great was Namdev Maharaj, how merciful Vithala was with him. We'll be seeing a different, different devotees coming from different, it's not a basically it's caste. Currently what we call about that is not what the Lord wanted. Lord wanted varnashram dharma, not the caste, but that is a fact. But he brought different castes, how they come up and they perform wonderful pastimes. So this is one of the example. Specifically, I am very much about about Janabai. When you hear about her, it's a really such a wonderful devotee, and what if she went through that, it's a really it's unimaginable. So let's start with Janabai. As we see the Mataji. So far we saw Muktabai and Dhaneshwar Maharaj, Namdev Maharaj, Dhaneshwar Maharaj, Sopandev, Nivritinath and Muktabai. They came from different categories because their father taught them all the Shastras. That's where was that. Whereas we saw the Namdev Maharaj born in a humble family of a tailoring, caste, and he had no knowledge. But as he was growing right from the childhood, the name was inherent in him, and we saw that how he, at age of 2 and all that. So from there, how he grew up to become one of the closest or most beloved devotee of Lord Vithala. Now, you'll see another, again, when we talk about Janabai, we can't forget Namdev Maharaj because his only mercy that Janabai is, uh, she became what she is today. So the story goes, her life story, once, because their parents lived nearby, she also from lower caste, and when she was 7 years, they come to Pandharpur to take a darshan of Lord Vitthal. And as they were from lower caste, they were not allowed. But Janabai sees the Lord Vithala, and she was enchanted, as I'm mentioning here. At 7 years old, takes darshan of Lord Vithala and decide to stay back, enchanted by attraction for Lord Vithala. So, I had visited many times to the Vitthal temple. I visited with my parents, I visited with my school. Later on, I visited after marriage. And after, joining to ISKCON also last 22 years, I visited many times. I'll talk about my perception. But let's look at the, Janabai. She comes at age of 7, looks at takes a darshan of Lord Vitthal from a distance and decides to stay back. How it is there? Because Vitthal has not changed. I have changed because I seen when I was, when I went with my parents, and when I go now, my entire thing has changed. But at that time, how she changed at the 7 years old, I can only compare with that. And it's very important because that sets the stage for our discussion further. So we know that, how we see the Lord. Lord is same. When I saw first, I saw it's a stone. Basically, it's a 5 feet. And, I'm just connecting with that old memory. It's not very nicely finished, nicely dressed Lord. So everybody was saying looking beautiful, but I was not seeing beauty in that. Let me be honest, my early childhood. I was not saying my beauty was that when Lord Ram, Mother Sita, Lakshman with a, nice white marble statue and nicely dressed, looking beautiful. But Janabi saw something different. And this is where I was just thinking on that, and I want to just dwell for some more, a couple of more minutes on that. How Janabi must have seen, so and she decided to stay there, that temple, knowing very well that she will not be allowed to go inside, knowing that that kind of environment was there, and it happened around 800 years back. So when we look at that deities, normally we see with mundane eyes. That's how I was looking at. But again, there is a next option we see with the jnana chakshu. Now, when after knowing a lot of things, when I go, that tears come from eyes. Maybe for that moment, because I know what has happened, how many devotees visited, and all the history. So the devotees brings me that. That is the Dhyan Chakshu. And as we understand, when somebody goes to the Bhava and Prema, again, the looking at the Lord and Rod's reciprocations are totally different. So these are categories we look at that. We also see that Devuti mentioned in third canto of Bhagavatam, Lord Kapila, you are my Jnana Chakshu. I'm just bringing that world. So I'll see the philosophy, I'll see world, I'll try to come out of this one by through your Jnana Chakshu or with your knowledge. So with that background, Janabai sees something in Lord Vitala and she decide to stay back. So these people came from neighboring village, and they thought that okay, Janaba is a small child. So in those days, it was easy to stay. Ask somebody is to give a food. That was not a problem. And they stayed few days, and still Janabai was not happy. She was not keen to go back. So they found out a place nearby, and we'll go through that. And that's how Janabai decided to settle there. So the same Vithala, as Janabai saw, right? Again, see what Naneshwar Mauli talks about it. So I'm just focusing is that same Murti, same deity of Lord Vithala, how different devotees are seeing and why we don't see in that. So that's the important. Sat Dhaneshwar talks about this is a very important sloka. Rupa pahata lochani sukha jale wo sajane toha Vithala barwa toha Madhava barwa बहुता सुकृतांची जोडी म्हणून विठ्ठली आवडी सर्व सुखाचे आगर बाप रकुमा देवी वरून. So Jnaneshwar Mauli, we saw about his life. Wherever he was, those 4 children went. The society at that time they squirmed at them. They rejected them because they were children of a sannyasi. They were not given when they came in for begging alms, they were not given. Rather, they were harassed, they were humiliated, they were spitted upon. That Gnaneshwar Mauli, at young age, maybe 12, 13, 14 years, 15 years, when he goes to the Pandharpur and he sees the same deity of Lord Vithala, which I also saw. I didn't have that, but look at how he sees that. Rupa Pahata Lochani. He sees that the beauty of Vithala by eyes. Sukha Zalevo Sajane. He says, all that happiness I wanted to achieve in life, I achieved. Here, word Sajani is normally used by ladies. One lady describing other friend ladies. He forgets about who he is, Lord Vithala. Dhaneshwar Mauli, and he's so ecstatic and saying that by looking at the darshan of Lord Vithala, everything that I wanted to achieve, my life is satisfied. And we know that, as I mentioned, there was nothing for them. But the darshan of Lord Vithala was so auspicious, so, they enthralled them. And you can use whatever words you want. Toha Vithala Barba, Toha Madhav Barba. Next line is says, Vittal is so beautiful. Why not? Madhav is so beautiful. Why not? Then he says, why that love is developed? Bahuta sukrutanchi jodi manuni vittala avdi. We talk about unless until you have sukrutis, collection of sukrutis, we don't get a love of God or love of Krishna or Vithala. So whatever we study, we do devotional service, what we are getting? We are not getting karma, we are getting sukrutis. Accumulates knowingly, unknowingly, we are accumulating sukritis. And when you have enough sukritis, we get a love of Vithala. Sarva Sukache Agar. Bap Rakma Devi Vari. That Bap Rakma, that means Vitthal he's talking about. And that is my happiness. All agar, that means all treasure house of all that my happiness is in Lord Vitthal. So this is the Dhaneshwar Mauli is looking. Let's see what Sant Tukaram says that. Sundarate Dhyana Ubhe Vitevari Kara Katavari Thevuniya तुळशी हार गळा कासे पितांबर आवडे निरंतर तेचे रूप मकर कुंडले तळपती श्रवणी कंठी कौस्तुभ मणी विराजित तुका म्हणे माझे माझे हेच सर्व सुख पाहिन श्रीमुख आवडीने. So many of you can understand. Sundarate Dhyan, looking at the same Lord Vithala, seeing on that brick standing, Sundar, she's a beautiful. Kara Kataviri holding the hand on his, Kar. Tulsi Har Gara, there is a Tulsi Har at that Kase Pitambara. You see the saffron cloth he wears. Avde Nirintar Techurupa. He's looking one time, no. It's whenever he looks, he like that form. Makar Kundale, you have Makar Kundale in the years. Talapti Sravani, Kanti Kaustumani, there's a Kaustumani, Virajati, Tuka Mane, Maje, Hetse Sarva Sukha. Tukaram Maharaj goes, looks at Vithala. This is my sukh, this is my happiness, this is what I see. Nothing else is there. Paina Srimuka Avdina. Avdine. So, so different, I just gave a different devotees, Tukaram Maharaj and Dhaneshwar Mauli, how she must have seen. I'm leaving all of you there. But initially, when either at her age or a little later age, I didn't see that. But it took so much of the time. So these are the devotees. They were born. They were not born just like in this life. They had their previous, or they came to perform the pastime for the Lord Vithala. So this is where again we can go. They were not ordinary people. So since Janabai wanted to stay there, they spent some 1 week. Still, she was not willing to come. So their parents found out Namdev Maharaj family was residing near the temple, and they decided to leave her there. So Janabai accepted the family as their foster parents, as we can say, and she started serving them at their family maid servant and remained there rest of the life till the end. Serve the family in all menial work and with enthusiasm. Important. Such a small girl of 7 years comes there, falls in love with a Vithala, and serve the family. We'll see as we go forward. She was very enthusiastic to serve the family because they gave a shelter to her. Vittal was very close, and eventually, and that pleased Sant Namdev Maharaj, seeing her, devotion, and accepted her as his disciple. And what was that place? That place was basically where every Ekadashi, all the devotees to come. Namdev Maharaj, he has a palace, he has a big house. People used to come there, and they used to late night, they used to do bhajans and all that. And Janabai used to, help them, serve them, whatever is required, clean them once they leave. All this thing, menial work he was doing. As I was reading through that, my mind was going Narad Muni's previous life as a 5-year-old son, upper maid servant, and how he got a mercy of the sages. No difference. You can see the parallelism between both these things. So Janabai, this is the life started with the Janabai. Let's go to the Leela, because there are a lot many. We can talk next 1 or 2 week also. That much information is available. So I'll just picking up some of the main. So, so as usual, the devotee's house, Namdev Maharaj being a devotee, interested in mostly bhajan. So, a lot of devotees to come, but particularly on Ekadashi days, they used to come and chant bhajan late night, and Janaba used to serve. So, it used to happen again and again. So, she was hearing whatever they are singing. I don't see anywhere she has any formal education anywhere. Came from that village, from that family of lower caste family there. And so one such a time, Ekadashi, the devotees came. They decided, they had a bhajan and kirtan continued late night, and she was there. After the devotees left, she was so much enthralled. She was so much engrossed in the thought of the Vithala. She forgot to sleep. And the time passed. When the sun rose up, she just got up and she was become really frightened because she missed the service. We never miss, but look at that small girl. She's because her job was to clean the place, bring the water, do the grinding of floor. We'll see whatever he is to do. All the manual work was there because based on that, rest of the activity will happen. Damdes, his wife or others will cook and bhoga and offer to that. So she remembers. She becomes a panicky. In that panicky mood, what to do first at that time. So she looks at, okay, can I clean first? No. Can I wash the clothes first? Can I do this one? All. Only there was, she wanted to finish that, and she had previously she forgot. And how I'll not do service to my guru or Namdev Maharaji. So that was going through that. So picks up clothes, goes to the river nearby, and as she was going there, old lady appears there and says that, look, beta, look, young girl, looks like you are confused, and looks like you didn't sleep properly. I'll wash this clothes. She says, why you should wash? And she's old lady, you are anyway old. Let me do my work and no, back and forth and all that. She tells her, hey, you have to go and clean their house. You have to go and, fill up the water. You have to go and do the grinding work. So much of thing. But I can do this job easily. And that lady, the old lady, takes that clothes and start washing. And she, with a great reluctance, gives that those clothes, and she does everything, and after some time goes back, and the clothes were cleaned so nicely. And then she asks, who are you? Says, you don't know me. But that old lady says, I know you very well, but you did wash the clothes so nicely. Says, don't worry, this is my business. I wash everybody so nicely. She used all that languages that she uses. And she tells her, don't worry, whenever you are, you have such a rush and all that, just call me. That time Janabai was overwhelmed because somebody assisted, and her service, the routine service, moved ahead. That was the only thought in her. That old lady was anyway enchanting, so beautiful, so nice. She was speaking. So it happens everything, and then, but something went goes up. She tells that that old lady says that whenever you need, you call me. So she thinks that how can I call? She didn't give me address. Neither I asked for that because she was mesmerized. Janabai was really mesmerized by seeing her beauty. And then she comes back and narrates everything. Namdev, and Namdev say that, you know who is that? He says it was none other than Lord Vithala came in that form of an old lady. And then first thing she has two reactions. First thing, she was sad that she got a service from the Lord. And second thing that, second thing, she was happy also that Vittal knows her plight, her, condition, because by this time, her father and mother, they left the body, and at that young age, she was totally dependent on Namdevji Maharaj. So there was nobody else. So that is what was there. So she had a sad that got the service. At the same time, she was happy that Lord is recognized, or she Lord knows my fate. I think that was, let's put it there. Who I am, rather, I am alone, orphan. Right, I had nobody, no other shelter than my Guru and Lord Vithala. That was the thinking. So going forward, Lord Vithala, since he realized that she knows who I am, who the old lady, and he started coming as a Vittal and not hiding under anybody. And he was bringing, Lord Vittal was assisting. I'll show some picture, bringing water for her, helping, assisting in clothes, Namdev, and clothes of the Namdev family, cleaning the house, grinding the floor. And some of the Abhangas which Janabi has written, I'll show that whatever how Lord used to assist him. So we'll see there. So this is again, one pastime we see. Second time, again, that is a very famous pastime. Once Janabai and her neighbor had a severe argument on the basically cow dung cakes. It appeared many times. So it happened first time there. And then both of were arguing, and somebody go and complain. So Punch, or the elderly person from nearby, visits there, and he's trying to sort out the problem. And he says, how can I separate out? Because in those days, places is not large. So somebody will come, take their cow dung and put the cakes like this one, there, and maybe little gap, and may not be there. The other will do that. So there was really confusion on that. Again, the same thing echoes there. He said that pick up any cow dung cake, and if you hear the name Vittal Vittal, it's my Janabai says. So he was confused in the beginning, those Punch or the person who wanted to sort it out, but eventually he agreed. So this is how it was sorted out. So her fame spread far and wide. So again, similarly, we saw that Sant Kabir also hears about Lord Janabai, because this is the one Sant we see accepted, Diksha from Namdevji Maharaj. Namdevji accepted because there was nobody to take care of her. Janabai was totally dependent on the family, and the family, the Namdev's father, mother, his wife, they were so nice, and they accepted a part of the family, and she was assisting him. So again, Sant Kabir comes there, and he has both the purpose to meet Namdevji Maharaj and meet Janabai also. So he has never seen, and similar thing, he hears about it, and he was really, he was confused on that one sense that Janabai's glories are so great. How can she fight with a just ordinary person? Just like any two people, two ladies, they're fighting for something which is as per him like a trash, right? This is not a cow dung cake. It's a great thing. You can pick up from some places. A lot of cows, they go on the street and pick up and do that. It's not expensive, or it is not something worth fighting. And again, he comes there and asks, what is your name? And then he says, I am Janabai. And then he also goes through that. So it has happened sometime, couple of times. This is what description we see. But Sant Kabir had a really influence of Janabai, and he has mentioned in other places. So again, her glory spread there. Now, Vittal, when he wants to test you, he doesn't test you just like that. We saw Namdev, how Lord had the interaction with Namdev Maharaj, because he was he didn't have knowledge. He was not keen to get a Guru Maharaj, or knowledge from accepting a Guru. He went up to certain level. He also helped to bring the water when Namdev Maharaj asked for the water. The well, we remember the past time. So he accepted food from whatever was offered by Namdevji, but he went up to certain level. Daneshwar Mauli also, both left and right. You can say that, we'll see one of the slokas Janabai describes so wonderfully on that. So one side you can say right hand side or left hand side, the Nandev Maharaj, and another side is Nadev and Namadev. So one is a Jnani, other is a Bhakta, and both are glorifying each other. And Vitthal is saying that both of you are my children, and he was glorifying both of them. So there was no confusion on that part. So now how he deals with the Janabai. So why I said in the beginning, I have special affection for Janabai, being a woman, coming from scheduled low caste. We should not talk about her because devotee has no caste basically. But what she talks about here, I just trying to bring it forward. Parents leave early childhood, so no parent support, and such a young girl, and brought up, was left with Namdev Maharaj, but mercy of Namdev Maharaj and devotee, how she grew up, we can see. So Lord tests based on your ability, like Sharad Prabhuji, Guru Charu Prabhuji also mentioned that whenever miseries come or give, that Lord, he sees our ability or capacity to tolerate, and we don't fail. One doesn't fail. Let me put that way. So let's see here. So this is I look at it ultimate test of Janabai. One day, Lord comes to her room. Remember, woman, lower caste woman, Lord comes to her room. She was staying nearby at that late at night. So Janabai and knocks at the door. Janabai opens door, sees the Lord there, and he was not happy. She was not happy. Because she was thinking, what people will think if the Lord comes to my house in the night, and be I am woman first of all, and such a situation. This is not good for the prestige of the Lord. So that was going. So she was very reluctant to accept him. But anyway, Lord is Lord. What who can do? He comes there and says, "I'm hungry." She says, "I got hardly anything to cook. Say whatever you cook for me." She says, "Okay." Then she cooks. Lord, take the prasad late night. I'm talking about, and he keeps on chatting with her. So morning to 4:30 or 4 o'clock time comes. So that is the time of Mangala Aarti. And so Lord says, I need to go. Otherwise, the pujaris will come, open the door, and they won't find me there. Honestly, there will be a problem. So while going, Lord drops a costly garland made of gold and diamonds to her home, and Lord goes there. As usual, Pujari opens the door. So Lord is standing there, but the garland is missing. So they start looking everywhere because it was expensive garland, and eventually they come to a conclusion. Who could have access? They know Janabai comes here, but they also know Janabai's credibility, his devotion to the Vittala. Maybe she has stolen. All those kind of things are there. But they try to brush her up, and they accost her, and eventually they blame her on that for that. So it was taken to the local authority, and so they decided this is not a small crime, and they decide to punish her with a death penalty. So think of her, Janabai. She has nothing to do with that. After Lord Vithala leaves, she keeps it, hides there, because her understanding was that Lord will come and pick it up. She cannot go and disclose, because disclosing that means Vithala came to your place and hid that, so that things will come up, and she doesn't want that her name to be Lord's name to be taken so lightly, or being woman, as I mentioned. Uh, so uh, he nobody she lives there, and she accept whatever punishment was given to her. She doesn't have anything, and they decide to take a suli, and ultimately it was execution to her death. Now think of such a devotee. What was going on her mind? One thing she said, I cannot speak because they were asking how the garland came to you. came to your place. They found the garland in her house, and she doesn't want to disclose. So with her intelligence, with her mind, she could sense that this is the Lord's desire. The same Lord used to come to her early in the morning to help her all the chores, right? All that housely work, how homely work. He was helping, not otherwise. So this happened at later stage. So so she knew very well, but at the same time, sometimes like Namdev Maharaj took for granted, when Lord can accept the milk from me, I don't need any guru. I know the Lord. Why I need? Think of Janabai again. I'm all are great devotees. Let's not misunderstand on that part. So sometimes Lord wants to really bring him up and disclose. This is my devotee. He does something extra in that, and. So, she remembers, thinks that it must be desire of the Lord. Otherwise, how it is a possible? How it is a possible? They only come to my place and they see me. How it is a possible that what I will do with this gold or the garland that I have? What I have to do with that? Basically, she was just serving and having a two times a meal at Namdev Maharaj's place, and she was very happy. And so she accepts it. Now, as a devotee, what she does, right? Did she blame Lord Vittal? No. Was she unhappy? No. She accepted it's a lost will? Yes. Was she prepared to leave the body? Yes. She was prepared to leave. As a devotee wants to leave the body, by remembering the Lord. As those guys came and they tied the rope and they were pulling her to the place of execution to kill her, uh, a lot of people gathered, but most of the people were very unhappy because they knew who Janabai is there. But the fact was that the garland was found in her house, so that cannot be denied on that. And did Janabai complain to the Lord any of this time? Absolutely no. Did she communicate anything? No. She was praying to the Lord as I'm leaving leaving her body. She was praying to the Lord, whatever was possible, I did it. Please forgive me for what I could not serve you. And she was always thinking there must have been something she has offended or done something. It is a possible, and Lord wants me to go through. I will go through that. And as normally she goes through that process, and as they were trying to put into the suli, everything melts there. Nothing happens. All people get a really shock to their life. So Janabai was prepared to leave the body. Was there any reaction or on face? Absolutely no. All the devotees, those living nearby, they were really surprised. They fall flat, paid prostrate obeisances to Janabai, including the administrative. This is what is mentioned. And that again brings additional glories to Dhanabai. So as we say, Lord glorifies his devotees, but we don't know. We'll see similar example in Choka Melas. So how many times he was beaten up, you cannot imagine. So where Lord wants to give his mercy, Srila Prabhupada mentioned many places, be ready. The higher the devotion, higher the level, the God will put you through the higher the miseries. And when you come out of that, Lord wants to show, despite all the miseries, my devotees, they do not leave me. They do not desert me. So they have faith in me. So that is the message. So comes up. Another time, lighter on this one. Before I break, I'll just go. So as she was a woman, she was, not allowed to come to the temple. She used to clean the temple from outside. She used to do all manual work for her. But there was no discrimination in Namdev Maharaj's house because he was a devotee. There was no question of there. She had all kind of freedom over there. So all these people, all the basically pujaris of the temple, Pandharpur, there is a history of all those ill treatment and all that because they were typically Brahmanas, and and not to be blamed to them because that is how the you know Panchratri puja system Narad Muni has recommended, which has to be done with cleanliness and so many things, right? As prescribed, they were following all that. So many times they used to say by looking at her, maybe Vittal may be assistant to you, but remember Janabai, you are born from you are from the lowest class, and so Janabai, look at her beauty. So as we know that from head Brahmana comes from from shoulder Kshatriya, from thighs Shudras, Vaishyas, and from the feet of the Lord Shudras are coming. So Janabai was born, and that is why she was always joked around, and whichever way you take it. So Janabai has his own her own wit. She says, "No, don't worry. You have come from head of the Lord, but when you go to the take a darshan, where you put your head, you put your head to the lotus feet of the Lord. So I have that same feet where you put your head. We have been born from there. So think of Janabai. So how can she be such ordinary? So she attracted everybody heart with such a simple and basically her behavior. So this is the Janabai Jalmastal Ganga Cave. I can see some pictures here. Lord used to come, and there I remember, villages there. All the ladies still sing the songs of Janabai. Early morning in old days, I have seen that. In my house, we also had, even though we had the, powered the floor mills, but certain things are done, and, those ladies do that, and they sing the glories of Janabai. And Vittal used to come and ask it, because in Namdev's house, lot of devotees also used to come there. This is the place again. You see Lord Vittal and Janabai there. This was her, whatever she, the place room. These are the places you see in India where some pots, one up on top to keep stuff over there. So these things you still see in the Pandharpur. This is the grinding wheel. This was a stove where she used to cook there. Sometimes Lord used to come and thrash the hell like wheat or from rice. In those days there was no grinding mills, right? So they used to come. Ukhal we call. We see that Damodar Leela is a, we have smaller version in Maharashtra used to be there. So Lord assisted, and I'm not going in more details because the sloka, there's a one sloka, she talks about it, whatever he used to do, and we'll go and understand there. So before we proceed, Prabhuji, can we take some 5 minute break?
Yes, yes, Prabhu.
Yeah. And then we'll continue on this one. Hare Krishna devotees. We'll take a just 5 minute break. So Prabhuji, again, one more tomorrow will be the same time. Today we start, but next week we'll have a different time, right? That's what you said.
Yes, yes.
Okay. So tomorrow I will join the same time, 8:30 my time.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna, mother.
Hare Krishna. Sharad Prabhuji, next week,
Yes.
day 1 is Charu Prabhuji's class and day 2 would be Radha Vinod Prabhuji, no?
No, no, no. I'll just clarify now only. Actually, by mutual consent, we are conducting the class at 6 o'clock in as per Indian time. But from next weekend onwards, it will be at 5:30 as was being done earlier. I hope that is clear. Then the second thing is Charu Prabhuji will take the class on day 1, and Archana Mataji will be taking the classes on day 2, and she will be finishing her reviews of the various cantos of Srimad Bhagavatam. And once the Bhagavatam classes they finish, then thereafter we'll plan something else. For the time being, this is what is the plan. And from June onwards, Charu Prabhuji will be conducting in both the days. One day the Srimad Bhagavatam, and the other day the Patanjali Yoga Sutra. And next weekend, when the classes start at 5:30 Indian time, I'll request everybody to attend, because Charu Prabhuji wants that the introductory class be attended by everybody, and then he will give the requirements. And if you agree and if you fulfill the conditions, basically the condition is you should attend the classes regularly and be very sincere. Now, please remember that when we are talking of these Bhagavatam classes, or even the Bhaktaval classes, these are very, very important, most important, I will say, because this Bhaktaval, believe me, in the very beginning only, I told you a story how the Lord is the first listener. Like we are talking about the various devotees, the Lord is listening to them, and we are just the witness to that event. And this is the best thing which can happen, and will be given, will be awarded with the mercy and blessings of these devotees. And we know that these devotees, they are more important than the Lord. They are more powerful than the Lord. They are more merciful than the Lord. If you have to choose between a Lord and a devotee, please choose the devotee only. So this is what is the greatness of the devotees. We are talking about them. And Srimad Bhagavatam, I don't have the capability to describe the greatness. And Charu Prabhuji, he will be describing the very confidential aspects of Srimad Bhagavatam, which we have not been exposed till now. And that will be very, very nice. And it is because of our good fortune that these opportunities are coming before us. Therefore, please, I'll request each and everybody to take advantage of these things. And another request I'll make, when we start at 5:30 also, please join the class just 5 minutes before that. When Charu Prabhuji starts the class, all should be present. Like today, when we started, initially 8 were there, now there are 12, and some others are still not there. But we'll get the mercy of the Lord when we fulfill His desires. His desires is we should talk about Bhagavatam, we should hear about Bhagavatam. Bhagavatam means what? From Canto 1 to 12, it is the story of the devotees only.
Yeah.
There is nothing else. So this is what is most important. I'll request everybody from next weekend onwards, the class timings, they change to 5:30 Indian time. And that is US time, it is 8 p.m.
8. Yeah.
8 p.m.
Prabhuji, day 2 also 5:30?
Uh-huh.
Day 2 class also 5:30 time?
Yes, yes. Otherwise, there will be confusion.
Okay, okay,
Therefore, we'll follow one time only till Charu Prabhuji is there. Then, if everybody agrees, then we may change the time later on. But for some time, Charu Prabhuji will be conducting the classes at 5:30, and that will also change to when the summer time comes. Then that will become the 6:30 like this. So that is perfectly all right. But we will follow one timing in both the days. I hope this is clear to all the devotees now.
Yes, Prabhuji, yes, Prabhuji.
Next
Thank
weekend,
you.
next weekend 5:30, and please log in 5 minutes before. And if anybody wants to me to give a ring, please tell me. I will give you a ring. Because I get up very early in the morning. I go to sleep early and I also get up early. Not later than 4 o'clock in the morning. So that's why if anybody wants me to give a ring or send a message at that time or at a particular time, I will do that. But I will request, please attend the classes. And another thing regarding our classes, since they are early in the morning, there are very many devotees who think their chanting is getting affected. That's why chanting is first priority and this may be last. But please remember that we are also doing the service to the Lord, and this is a much greater service. Listening to Srimad Bhagavatam, listening about the devotees of the Lord, all these things, the chanting can carry on. There is no problem. We have to adjust ourselves. So this is what it is, and we have been together for so many years. If you want to get other devotees also to the fold, please tell me. Like today, Rajkumari Mataji has told me she wants another devotee to attend. I have told her she is most welcome. Can attend the first day. I will inform Charu Prabhuji, and he says, Charu Prabhuji says he will give out the outline, and thereafter the devotees can decide. Basically, what he wants 80% attendance. All of you attend all the classes. There is no problem of 80% at all by anybody. And being sincere. Yes, sincerely hearing, like you are hearing all these classes sincerely and attentively. Please listen, and he may give some task. Task means something to think it over. Let us think of the Lord, and the more we do, He will bless us. He will shower His blessings on us. We will be benefited all the way. That's why I recommend all of you, please take part in these classes. But however, if you are not able to do for some reason, then that decision is yours. And from June onwards, 1st June onwards, we will be starting the Patanjali Yoga Sutra class. That is a much different subject altogether, and he will be giving an introduction, and you take a decision accordingly. So this is what I had to say. I hope the devotees they agree to this. They agree with me, and you take a decision accordingly. And just for your information, now I am back in Bhubaneswar from Bangalore. Thank you very much for all your blessings, all your good wishes, all your prayers. They have worked, and my wife is all right now. She is recovering. It will take some time to get to normalcy, and we are very much thankful to all the devotees. Please remember that the devotees pray to the Lord is never wasted. The Lord has made it very, very clear in the Bhagavad Gita also. And the devotees, they are much more powerful than the Supreme Lord. There is also no doubt about this. Therefore, please hear about the glories of the Lord. Like the other day, the Charu Prabhuji was asking me to take some time to finish our schedule. I said, our schedule is never ending. The life history of the devotees, they will never end. There are hundreds and thousands of devotees. We can keep on talking about them and they will not finish only. You see, what I am saying is totally correct. And we should indulge ourselves in these activities to obtain the mercy of the Lord, because without His mercy in this material world, especially in Kali Yuga, we can do nothing. We have no capability, we have no power, we have nothing. Only with the blessings of the Lord, blessings of the devotees, we will be able to progress in our devotional service. Thank you very much. Prabhuji, you can now commence from where you left.
Okay, no problem. Thank you, Prabhuji. It was nice. So let me start. Maybe I'll take a little bit more now, so we'll see how it goes. So again, Janabai, so wonderful devotee, wonderful interaction of a lot. Each and every interaction we can discuss about some of the great, speakers. They give so details about the interaction of her with the Lord. Lord was always merciful to her, and seeing her background, she has and being a devotee of Namdev Maharaj, it was mercy of Namdevji Maharaj and Vitthal. That is what she brings out through her writing, and she is a prolific writer. Let's not misunderstand it. She has written 350 hymns composed by Janabai, and many are printed in Sakal Gatha. And she has also written a story on King Harishchandra. So she is not ordinary. Some details are here. When I'm sharing the document, it may help. So all that what she has done, one is a service to the Lord, another is interaction with other devotees, third, her own service to Namdevji Maharaj and the family. At no time we see she was unenthusiastic, she was angry with anybody. The anger was only those, those neighbors. Just it was a part of the again Leela, nothing more than that. She had a love of everyone, and with that, let's see what her thought process. Because when somebody writes, that is here, that is her. What's going on in his head? What is that person's consciousness? And when she writes, that means just to bring up. It was not like today's writer, just to they write whatever they want to make money. That was not there. What she understood, being a devotee, that's what she brings up there. So let's see few abhangas I'm just bringing. So so first is very famous abhanga. This is sung in morning many times. विठू माझा लेकुरवाळा संगे गोपाळांचा मेळा. विठू माझा लेकुरवाळा निवृत्ती हा खांद्यावरी सोपानाचा हात धरी पुढे चाली ज्ञानेश्वर मागे मुक्ताबाई सुंदर विठू माझा लेकुरवाळा. गोरा कुंभार मांडीवरी चोखा जीवा बरोबरी बंका कडेवरी नामा करुंगडी धरी विठू माझा लेकुर. So each one of them, you see the significance of her. It is not just coming, it's coming from directly heart. That's what I was saying, that when you see eyes, we see mundane eyes. When you see the Lord with a jnana chakshu, with a knowledge, and when you are bhava and prema, she was already there. Otherwise, how come Lord could come and assist and do so much, such a wonderful pastime with her? So with that relation, she is writing. So every person, how is she see a devotee, how is she seeing, how they fit, so you can see that. So जनी म्हणे गोपाळ करी भक्तांचा सोहळा, जनी म्हणे गोपाळ करी भक्तांचा सोहळा, विठू माझा लेकुरवाळा संगे गोपाळांचा मेळा, विठू माझा लेकुरवाळा. So she's saying that, think of that, she's orphan, totally depend on Lord Vittala, and we see as we go forward some of this abhanga. So Vithu Maza Lekurwala, Sange Gopalansa Mera. He's saying he's a Lekurwala is a child. is a child. Vittal is like a child. And with whom? Gopal Mela. All are Gopalas. All those his Gopa friends. You think of that. So she is saying Vittal is with the Gopa friends. And who are those Gopa friends? Now next one. Nivruti ha khandyawari. Nivrutinath, we understand, is a Naneshwar's guru, elder brother. He is on the Lord's shoulder. सोपान हात धरी, सोपानाचा हात धरी. So Vittal is there, and how he is holding, how other devotees are around him. Because we have seen Lord's pastime when Lord used to sit at the center and one circle, second circle, third circle, all the Gopa friends used to leave and have their food they used to relish, whatever when they used to take the cows for grazing. We have seen that. Now think of that and how is there. So Lord and his all the relations. So all are Gopas. All the great sages, sons he's talking about, these are his Gopa friends. So Nivruti on shoulder, because he's Gyan, you have to take every one by one. Khandyavari, Sopanacha hath dhari. Lord is holding a Sopan Dev. It's a, compared with Nivruti elder brother, Jnanadev, he's a knowledgeable. So Sopan Dev is a younger brother of them, and Muktabai is a still smaller. So Sopan Dev needs some helping hand. Lord is holding hand. Pude chali Jnaneshwar. Jnaneshwar knowledge. He's walking ahead of Lord Vithala. Mage Muktaye. So in front of them is the Jnaneshwar. Vittal is there. Vittal. On the shoulder is the Nivruti. And on one hand, he is holding Sopan there. And Muktabai is behind Lord. So you can, we can discuss a lot, but this is not this is not time to go. Gora Kumbar Mandiwari, we'll be talking about this pot maker. He's sitting on the on his lap. Chokha Jiva Barobari, Chokha Mela. I'll be talking about Jiva Barobari. So he is his heart and soul of Lord Vittal. So you can talk in a different ways also. Banka Kadevari, I don't know who is this. Nama Karungani Dhari, Namdev Maharaj, Vittalaji, he is holding the last finger of Lord Vittala. One is holding hand because he needs more support there. Currently, he is holding Namdev Maharaj, holding currently Vithu Maza Lekurwala. Jani Mene Gopal Kari Bhaktansa Sola. This is what she is seeing them. Basically, Jani Mele Gopal Kari Bhaktansa Sola. That means Lord is playing with them. Vithu Maza Lekurwala, Sange Gopalansa Mela, Vithu Maza Lekurwala. Another abang. Now, how the Lord is to assist. There are site I can share that you will see a lot of all these abangs are there in that place. Jhad lot kari jani, kera bhari chakrapani. So as in the morning, when Danabai used to take the broom and clean that, what Lord was doing, Chakrapani is the Lord Krishna, right? So he was coming and picking up whatever she has collected there. Pati घेऊन या शिरी, and whatever is collected, the Lord is to collect it and put that basket on his head, and he's going to throw it. Nevunia taki duri. So Janabai was collecting, Lord was picking up, putting on head and throwing out that. And why that dust was there? All his devotees were there. Because that is the Namdev's house was nothing but full of devotees there. All the devotees will come for kirtan and, meeting him and all that. So there are another pastime also we'll see with Eknath Maharaj later on. ऐसी भक्ति से भूलला, ऐसी भक्ति से भूलला, नीच कामे करू लागला. Janabai means Lord, he forgot who is. By the devotion of this, devotees, he forgot his who he is and started niche kam karu lagla. Means he started picking up those such a menial service. Jani mene Vithoba kai uttarai hovu tula. So Janabai says, hey, you are helping me. What can I give you? Because I have nothing to give you. This is the meaning of that. Okay, let me see if there anything. Okay, no, I'll go next because I want to cover little something more this time. Last time I told you she writes about woman. As I mentioned, my wife also says that I don't have restriction. She cannot go to any other place alone, and all that things are there, particularly, right? So how Janabai looks into that. Stri Jalma Manoni na. So don't think that Stri Jalm, so it is a lower or anything. Don't separate out. That's what she said. Stri Jalma Manuni na bhave udas. Don't be saddened. Sadhu Santa eti kele jani. She's giving, you can be a devotee. Kele Jani. So she's a woman. I'm associating with sadhu. So what is the problem? संताचे घरची दासी मी अंकिला. Giving example. So I am a dasi. She boldly says every sloka, I am a dasi of Namdev Maharaj. Normally we talk about Guru Maharaj who was given a Shiksha, Diksha Guru. We talk about, but when we write every line, every abhanga, we never say, look at her humility. Every sloka says, I am, she says, I am Jani, he's a, dashi. Many slokas will see that. So, संतांचे घरची दासी मी अंकिला. संतांच्या, that is the Namdev Maharaj, विठोबांनी दिली प्रेम कळा. So, Vitthal gave me all that love that's required. Sadur Satviki माझ्या कुळी. So, we understand Vidura's example, right? So, born in what kula, like she compares with Vidura's example, not born with, Dhritarashtra or he was not born, right? Pandu Maharaj. So, born from a Dashi. So, she's comparing with that. Nama Sarita Keli Tinhi Loka. But by taking name, she could get over all the three lokas of that. Rushiche kul uchariti jene. Rushiche kul. She's again saying that one should not talk about, which is probe in Marathi, that we should not try to search the origin of a river and the kul, gotra of ऋषी. स्वर्गावरी त्याने वस्ती केली. नामयाची जनी भक्तीचे सादर माझे ते साचर विठेवरी. So again, devotion. So one more couple of things. चला पंढरीशी जाऊ रखुमाई देवीवर पाहू स्नान करू भीव रेशी पुंडिलका पायापाशी डोळे भरून पाहू देवा त्याने ईश्वर जीवा भावा ऐसा निश्चय करून म्हणे नामाची ह्या जणी. So again, Namdevची जणी. She's saying, let's go to the Pandharpur, see the Lord, Rakhamade, स्नान करू, take a bath in the river. Chandrabhaga, Pundlikaच्या पायापाशी, that is the where, put our head there. डोळे भरून पाहू देवा, see the form of the Lord with what kind of eyes. We saw three types of way you look at. Tenishwar Jiva Bhava. That's how the Lord will be merciful. ऐसे निश्चय करूने नामाचे या जने. Now she talks about her background, as I mentioned. Baap mela, Santa Janabe Abang. Baap mela, my meli, baap mela. My mother died, father died. Ata sambali Vithala. And she's saying that I'm orphan now. You take care of me. मी ग तुझे लेकरू. I'm your child. नको मचे अवैरू. Don't throw me away. मतिमंद मी तुझी दासी. I have no intelligence. I'm foolish girl, foolish lady also. So I'm matiman. I have no knowledge, intelligence. Dhawa dawa payapashi. You give a place to your lotus feet. तुझं बिन सखे कुणी. Who can take care of me other than you? माझे करील संरक्षण. Who can protect me? अंत किती पासी देवा. So somewhere it shows that how long I can wait. थोर श्रम झाला जीवा. I have gone through hardship, Lord. सकल जीवाच्या जीवना म्हणे जनी नारायणा. So lot of things are there. I'm just going there. Santa Danabi, her disappearance dates. It is said that on these days, 1950, Sant Guru, 1950, sorry, 1350. See, this is the Namdev Pairi. Namdev Maharaj merged with this first step leading to the Vitthal temple, the Vitthal temple. So this is the nobody climbs here. Everybody goes from this side or that side. So, but when we go, we pay the obeisance, to this step. It is said that also Janabi disappeared here. So followed his Guru. that is there. So I just there are many things I can share the link where you'll see most of the abhangas there, and you can see different categories they are there. So today I want to cover, maybe I'll take 10 more minutes, 10, 12 minutes time, and I'll cover Sant Goroba Kaka. So next week I have 2 more tomorrows, so I can cover up there. So again, as I said that different tradesmen, all they were devotees. Somebody from goldsmith, somebody from who cultivated flowers, somebody is from pot makers. Different types of devotees are there. Different castes are also there. Devotees are there. So Vittal brought everybody together, and he brought the best out of everyone, and trying to tell the people the birth where you are born doesn't make a difference. Devotee can born any place. It can be born as a woman. It doesn't make a difference. He still can get the love of Lord. So again, Sant Gora ka Kaka, lot of details are there. I'm just pure pastimes will take and try to complete. So his place is Satyapuri, Goroba Kaka's place, Teri Inn. It's a place there in Usmanabad district, Maharashtra. He was potter by profession. Goroba Kaka, their parents, they had 7 children, previous children all died. The 8th child almost born like a dead child. Okay, and they were about to cremate. Two devotee couple were passing, and they see the small child there, and they were trying to make fire and like whatever we do, burn the body, right? So they could get the sound of the baby, and they come and shout at the parents of Goroba, why you're killing your child? He's still crying. He's not a dead. And then he takes them, but he said, look at the child. He's not moving. Nothing is happening. The Mataji, or that devotee, picks up the baby and caresses the baby, and the baby starts crying. So, or not ordinary son, not ordinary child, Gaurava Kaka. So he was such a one devotee, like lived in all his life in that village and all neighboring villages. He used to, all the devotees from, because he was great singer, basically chanting the Lord's name and bhajans. He has written many bhajans. He used to also, he's a, as same here, Goroka. So he used to chant the bhajan. So all the neighboring villages, they used to gather and they used to have bhajan in the evening. So that was there. He believed whatever happens, or whatever has happened in his life, it's a mercy of Lord. He had a full faith. That is a very important part of this. So this is the one picture I am just saying, and one pastime I'll just show. There are a couple of pastimes here. So being a pot maker, he has to bring the soil and then bring the water. Wife is to bring the water, then you churn the water and mix it, and then with a wheel you make a pot. I'll show you one song which is written describing this. And once his wife went for bringing water and left the baby, and he was so always he was engrossed right from his childhood. And you can see those in Maharashtra typically, we call chiplo, chiplia, or with that always he was dancing, doing bhajan at the same time doing the work. So and that at the time the baby comes in, and it was crushed under his feet, and then by the time his wife comes and finds the baby is nowhere to be found, and then there is a lot of arguments and all that, and she finds, but he is not aware of that. This Gora Kumbhar, this person was, the Gora name is not a white. It is said that the ashes, he was to be burnt. It came out of that. This is what they say. Gora is also ash, and from that the name is derived, Goroba. Gora, and he was always chanting the glories of Lord Vittala. The baby comes and dies. Mother finds a blood in that mud, and she could conclude because of that. Now, as you understand, mother is mother, and then as a penances, he cuts his hand, and so whatever he was earning stops. So as always, we can see him. Lord is so compassionate. Lord appears there. Both Vittal and Rukmini both comes as a helper, and they assist him in his pot making. Lot of people come and they meet, and lot of bhajans. So everything continues, because when Lord is there, he's not only doing one work. He brings all the devotees, and all the bhajans and chanting. Those things continues with that. So he loses the child, but his wife doesn't forgive. And Lord only, he said that the baby was given by the Lord and he has taken. What can I do on that? That was his simple argument. He gives and he takes away. But mother is mother, and she cries and prays for the Lord, and eventually the baby was returned to her. Then also we saw that another pastime last time, Muktabai, wants to test that who is a mature, and Namdev Maharaj was found, he was not mature enough in bhakti, and so he was asked to go to take a guru. So that is what is there. He has written many abhangas, prolific again writer. So some of the abhangas I will just recite here, looking at that. So one of them is that Mukia Sagar Sakhaya Dili. So think of a dumb person who cannot speak. You give a sugar to him to taste it. Bolte hai boli bolve na. Now they ask them how it looks, how it tastes. Now he's a deaf guy. How can he speak it? And so like that. To kai shabda khuntala anuvad. How can he speak on that? Apula ananda aradaya. Now what he's saying that what आनंदी आनंद जुड़नी राहणे अखंडित होणे ते होती होणे न होतिया म्हणे गोरा कुंभार जीवन मुक्त होणे जग हे करणे शाने बापा. Very good lesson here. The internal happiness one should hide inside, as that the person who dumb guy, he cannot speak, he cannot describe. That doesn't mean he doesn't know the taste of there. Like that bhakti, one has to have internally. This is my understanding of that. Another sloka I'll just take here. Kaya vacha man ekvid kari, एक देह धरी नित्य सुख, अनेकत्व सांडी आहे तू ब्रह्म रूप तुझे. निर्वासना बुद्धी आस्था एकपणी सहज भोगणे एक राज्य म्हणे गोरा कुंभार नाही रूप रेखे तेची तुझे सुख नामदेवा. So kaya vacha man, ek vidhi kari. So we understand body, all the activities are either done by body or by speech or by mind. So kaya vacha man, we know that ek vidhi kari. So these together, all the activity, ek deya dhari nitya sukha. So only one way, by all this thing you perform the bhakti. That's what it's saying. Anektvat sandi, anekatva. Don't look something different. Whatever you see, this is different. No, they are all the Lord by his Parabrahm, or by his expansion. He is everywhere. So that means all pervading aspect of the Lord he is talking about here. निर्वासना बुद्धि आस्था एकपणे निर्वासना बुद्धि सहज भोगने एक राज्य. He said, don't look at separately. Everywhere Lord. That's the ultimate his meaning. म्हणे गोरा कुंभार नाही रूप रेखा त्याची तुझे सुख नाम देवा. So everywhere you are the one. Let me see anything. Okay. Okay, so before I go, there's one more. There's a one writer. He's not a devotee per se. At least I'm not aware. There was a movie on him. There are a lot of movies on different language. Sant Gora Kumbhar. I believe it's in Karnataka, Maharashtra, maybe in Gujarati, different places. You can see that movie. how his life has transpired, how the Lord comes and Rukmini and Lord comes and both them assist in their business, and how the devotees come and all the interactions. You can see that. So one of the song mentioned here, which has really profound meaning. So he is talking about describe the glories of Sant Gora Kumbhar, written by somebody else. These are not from his own. फिरत्या चाकावरी देशी मातीला आकार. So you see the wheel on that which revolves, and by putting the mud on that, he gives the shape of that. फिरत्या चाकावरती देशी मातीला आकार विठला तू वेडा कुंभार. So the concept is that Lord is a pot maker and makes our bodies, because all pots are not the same. Pot has got some differences, right? So he's talking about. So how he makes it there? So the wheel, and takes the mud, puts on that, and gives the akar. So you can see Kali Chakra. You can think of that. This we can discuss as much as we want. Now this is again. So what are ingredients? Ingredients lot is mati, pani, ujed, vara. So we understand 5 gross elements are there: earth, water, fire, air, ether. So we are talking about that. He takes that. Tuch misidi sarva pasara. So the previously we saw that how the Lord is pervading everything. He said, you take a mati, you take a water, you take a air, and your light, and you mix it. That all our bodies are made out of that. Tuja misarji sarva pasara. So whatever you see is a mixed of that. All body is made of all pancha mahabhutas. Abal mage ek akara. So again, the fifth one is abal. It gives akar because we see the form there. तुझ्या घटाच्या तुझ्या घटांच्या उतरंडीला अंत नसे अंत ना पार. So how many utarandi? That means you see the pot one on another. So there is no limit to that. How many pots he makes it. घटा घटाचे रूप आगळे. That means each pot is different. प्रत्येकाचे दैव वेगळे. So even though one pot, his daiva is different. Think of that one dog. There are 110 dogs. One dog is living in a master's house. Another dog is rotting on the road. Third dog is, some place mentioned, goes with sitting on the lap of owner in a car going, So all are dogs. But different again, Daiva, everybody comes, same human beings are there. तुझ्या विना ते कोणा न कळे, तुझ्या विना ते कोणा न कळे. Who can understand the glory? Who can understand what Lord does? Right? He only knows that somebody is good, somebody is bad, somebody is a prosperous. Who does all that, Lord? मुखी कुणाच्या पडते लोणी कुणी मुखी अंगार. So somebody has got butter to eat, somebody has a angar. So ash, nothing is there. तूच घडविशी, तूच फोडीशी. He makes the pot and he destroys. Creator, maintainer, and destroyer. कुरवाळीशी तूच तोडीशी. न कळे यातून काही जोडीशी. Nobody can understand. देशी डोळा परी निर्मशी तयापुढे अंधार. This is a very so nice. तू वेडा कुंभार, तू वेडा कुंभार. So this is a very nice movie song, but it describes about Sant Goroba Kaka. It describes very nicely this appearance. On 1317 at Ter, he lives. This is his samadhi. Yeah, so I will just stop here. Next time we'll start with the 2 devotees, Sant Gora Kumbhar and Sant Soka Mela. I'll talk about, and Pundlika as Mataji want. So I think tomorrow's class I'll complete both. I will stop here. I had to take little shortcut because each one of them, there is so much of the material, so many things I heard from my childhood. But I've tried to. I had a difficulty in sorting out, what I could describe. Only what could makes more sense. I just pick it up. So that doesn't mean these are great sages. They have only this pastime. They have unlimited pastime. They interacted with the devotees. They interacted with the Lord, Lord Vittal, and they glorified. So this is a 100 years period that we are talking. 120 years period, 800 years early. we can only imagine their mind, what must be going through that. By their writings, we can see one saint write about other one. That is how we know what the person was there. There was no, not many autobiographies written about them, so we don't see. Only I could find so far only one autobiography, that was Eknath Maharaj Ji, written by a very nice person. I had opportunity to read, so maybe not this time, sometime I'll discuss. But all these devotees, the somebody has written, Nanabai writes about so many devotees, so she brings them out. Uh, Tukaram Maharaj writes about many of them, because Tukaram Maharaj came almost at the end of that. Almost this is at 1300, he comes around 1600. So a lot of gap was there between them. So duty, I'll just stop here. I had to really, as I said, that I had to take a cut short many places. So maybe I could not glorify sufficiently. My forgiveness for that one. They are great devotees, and you can understand through hardship they went through that, and still they did not leave the devotion. There are a lot of lessons for us. Maybe if I've omitted something, or maybe or I said something, please forgive me on that. So I'll stop here, and if there's any question or addition, please let me know. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandat Pranam. So wonderful class, Prabhuji. Really. Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you very
Maharaj.
much for the very nice class. One question about how Kabir ji met Janabai. That one I didn't understand, Prabhu.
Yeah. So as Janabi's fame was going, getting spread, because a lot of this Pandharpur temple is existing for 21 yuga. We know current Manu, right? He's completed 28 yuga. That means yuga cycle, right? Satyuga, Treta. So such a long time he's there. Namdev Ji Maharaj was her guru, you can call. He was a devotee of Lord Vittal. So a lot of people from other places, they used to visit him. So through them, he understands about Janabai. And being a woman, we have very few saints like Mirabai, and some are there. And so by hearing them, he travels all the way to Pandharpur, and Janabai meets him there. That is my understanding.
Yes, that I understood. What happened after that? Like,
Okay. After that, so when he comes, he arrives there. He's a person. Such a Kabir was not ordinary person, right? Such a great.
yeah,
And this Janabai with a simple dress, and he noticed in the morning when he arrives, some noise there. So two ladies fighting. And
yeah,
see, he was mesmerized, but he didn't know that how Janabai looks, right? So
yeah,
expectation, like say Sant means something good dress or something, right? Some imagination.
yeah,
So they were fighting with each other, and so she sees that what kind of things are happening, just out of curiosity. Believe it, not as a thinking he must be, this lady could be a devotee, but something is going around. Some lot of noise. He goes and inquires about, and some people tell that he asked that who is she. They said Janabai. So he waits there for quite some time. Lot of descriptions are given here. And he was amused. He was thinking, really, this can be sent, like what for I have traveled all the way here. How can be she's fighting for such a, trifle, or such a petty stuff, right? That's what's the
yeah.
understanding. And then he approaches there, and Janabi pays obeisances, and she cools down, and then he asks, why are you fighting for such a
Mm,
petty thing? He says, you think it's a petty thing? No, this is the Lord Vithala. With this, the cow dung cakes, we make a bhoga for Lord Vithala, right? So her
mm,
what for everything was done for
mm,
bhoga preparation, right? And offering
yeah,
to Vithala, and then feed to the devotees. So this cannot be used by the other lady, right? That was her question. And they
Okay.
got mixed up. The neighbors and her, in a villages, if you go, they put that cakes, one to another. There's not a big space there, right? So somehow
Yeah.
must have got mixed up.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
then he asked how to make it out. He could not see it. Superficially looks like the same. And they said,
Yeah.
pick it up and look where the Vittal name comes from that, right?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
it,
Yeah.
it is mine. And then he picks up. He was amused, basically. He picks up and puts the ear and hear the Vittal, and he was really surprised. So what he says that we can control, we can enchant the living being, but Janabai's name is a bhakti to his guru. Namdev was so perfect. Whatever she was doing, the Vittal was there. This is the
Yeah.
conclusion of that.
Okay. Thank you
So
very much.
including the lowest one and cake, and that was used for Vitala. You think of that, what kind of a bhoga must be prepared, where that the cow dung cakes, where Vittal name is coming and using that the bhoga, and who is assisting, grinding like a floor grinding. Vittal was doing water bringing. He was assisting. A husk removing from the rice or wheat in those time, right? They were so great. So Vittal is to come. So all this help was there to think of that cow dung and such a great devotee preparing a bhoga.
Okay.
What kind of
So, okay.
bhoga converting
Correct.
into prasadam? You can't
Consciousness.
imagine.
Consciousness.
Consciousness, exactly, coming to that, right? So she was fighting not for that cake, for this one, but with that will
Mm.
be used for the
Mm.
Lord service, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that is,
So very good. That
yeah,
I
thank
was not sure that
you.
it was Kabir who took the cow dung cakes and he heard the
He
Vithala,
picked it up
Vithala.
and he heard actually,
Heard
yes,
it. Okay. Okay.
heard the sound.
Understood. Understood.
Yeah,
Understood.
okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Prabhuji.
Dandrat Pranam, so beautiful class.
Dandavat.
This the saint Goroba, you just now told us about him. As you mentioned so clearly that his name is not based on white color but basically
No.
ashes,
Yeah,
because they pulled him from the ashes.
yeah,
Similarly, another name of Lord Vithala is Panduranga.
yeah,
Does that
yeah.
signify Pandra Ranga, or what
Yeah,
is it?
yeah, Pandarang. Yes. So they say that that I'm covering tomorrow, mother.
Okay,
I'll
okay.
cover that. I'll cover. It's a white dust. Like if you go to Pandharpur, that soil is sometimes black, sometimes reddish, sometimes white, right? So
Yeah.
Pandharpur area is a dry area, not much of the rain, and the soil is white. So Lord comes from Dwarka in search of Rukmini,
Uh-huh.
and because of that, Lord's anyway natural color is a black, right? So all the dust there, right?
Uh,
So with that he looks white, and that's why it's called Panduranga. Same glorification is see with gopis, right? So when Lord is to come in the evening, how they describe him: black color, dust there, curly hair, the perspiration, right? How they describe the Lord when he comes back from the grazing the cows, right, in the evening. How the
yeah.
group is described. So same way.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you so much. Thank you.
yeah, thank you.
Prabhuji also cover for Vittal also.
Yeah, so
We don't.
tomorrow, tell me.
Yeah, about Vittal also we don't know many things.
Yeah, we'll cover tomorrow. I have a very good document from Loknath Maharaj. He's from Maharashtra. He's called Second Tukaram Maharaj. And that I heard myself on a stage like last time I was in Insurgency. So I have a lot. I had prepared something, but I saw it's a good document. I'll cover about Lord Vithala, why who is I'll cover that tomorrow. Mother. More details. How he
Yes,
arrives.
thank you, Prabhuji.
Yeah,
So
no.
for a great class on Janabai also and Gorakhpur. Very good.
If you want to
Prabhuji,
hear, if you want to
Thank you,
hear, just
Prabhuji.
one
Very
second.
wonderful
Yeah,
talk.
yeah.
Wonderful
Thank you,
class.
mother. Yeah. So those who want to hear that, Baba Sahib Satarkar Maharaj. Okay, he left the body just couple of months back. You can Google it and see. I used to listen to him. each on the countdown you will hear for 2 hours from him, right? But any activity, Sant Gorakumbar, lot of things. There are a lot of discussion. One to him, Chandrasekhar Deglukar Maharaj. There are two brothers. One is Chandrasekhar Deglukar Maharaj. He talks about basically all Vittal and Krishna Katha very nicely. I listen them very regularly. Then there are many others, right? So you can see. So regarding Vithala, I think there was a 1 week Saptah. 4 5 years back, I heard on that. You can go on YouTube. Gives about where the Vithala is mentioned in Puranas, and he gives a reference. So couple of references I'll talk tomorrow, but he gives some more details. How it's maintained, the Lord's form and all that. So 7 days, 1.5 or 2 hours each. There's a pravachan of him. So details are there of that on that. Yeah. Hare Krishna, Raksha Mataji.
हरे
Any
कृष्ण
question?
प्रभु जी कोई अच्छी बुक के बारे में बताए कि हम पढ़ना है तो कौन सी बुक ले?
I will give you. I'll give some books. PDFs are available. You can read that. But some
Okay,
of the
Prabhu.
things I grew up hearing. From my childhood, I grew up hearing many things. And now, when you read the book, you see more details. But be careful. Some people mix up many other things also. As a devotee, we understand what is the possible, what is not possible, right? You take up. Some of the descriptions have been really because of the caste, and I cannot speak a lot of things, so they have been disturbed or they have been adulterated. So some of the books, some of the PDFs are available. They have written their own, like I'll give us a link where you can see all those slokas. Like when I see Danabai, still I'm sharing there. No, I think just 1 second. Just to show you how it looks there. Just Prabhuji, I'll take just 1 minute. Just to give enthusiasm, create a see like site like you will get here. Sant Sahitya. Okay, so for example, Janabai. So you can click on that like a Zhad Lot Kari Janabai. You click here and you'll see lot of there, right? So like this, I'm not very good in Marathi, but I'm trying to understand line by line because knowing little bit of past time. You can see about him. You can see about Sant Goroba Kaka. People talk about Namdev Maharaj. Their abhangs are shown up here like this one. So this is genuine site. You can hear about it. I'll share the link. Plus there are PDFs are available. You have to go to their site. Of every devotee has their own site. You can go and read from there. The sites are more authentic. Instead of going to the YouTube or other places, more authentic you will get there. Yeah.
Okay, प्रभु जी. So thank you. Thank you,
Thank
प्रभु जी. धन्यवाद प्रणाम.
you. Dandavat pranam. Yeah, if no question, then Sharat Prabhuji, back to you. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thanks for giving me such a wonderful service. It was always close to my heart. All the devotees, there are many other, so it's only question of time. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Prabhuji, very much for explaining about all these devotees and we realize their greatness. It is very nice that you have gone through all the literature and summarized for us. Because I believe most of the literature there in Marathi, there are no English translations also, so that we cannot, everybody cannot understand, but you have made it possible for all of us. Thank you very much for that. Hare Krishna, we can proceed further. If there are no questions or comments, then we can conclude today's class with the reciting of prayers.
Can I do, Prabhu?
Yes, Mataji.
Namaste Narasimhaya. Namaste Narasimhaya. प्रह्लादल्हाददायिने प्रह्लादल्हाददायिने हिरण्यकाशिपूर्वक्षः हिरण्यकाशिपूर्वक्षः शिलाटकानखालये शिलाटकानखालये तो नरसिंहा परतो नरसिंहा तो नरसिंहा परतो नरसिंहा यतो यतो यामि ततो नरसिंहा यतो यतो यामि ततो नरसिंहा बहे नरसिंहा हृदये नरसिंहा बहे नरसिंहा हृदये नरसिंहा नरसिंहमदीं शरणं प्रपदे नरसिंहमदीं शरणं प्रपदे तव कारणमलवरे नखामद्भुतशृङ्गारगौता हिरण्यकशिपु तनुभृङ्गा केशवद्वीता नरहरिरूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय केशवद्वीता नरहरिरूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव जय प्रह्लाद महाराज जय प्रह्लाद महाराज प्रह्लाद महाराज जय प्रह्लाद महाराज जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद जय नरसिंहदेव भगवान की जय भक्तराज प्रह्लाद महाराज की जय जगत श्री प्रभुपाद की जय थैंक यू प्रभु हरे कृष्णा
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you very much. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. All glories to the assembled devotees.
Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्णा वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च
कृपासिन्धुभ्यश्च पतितानां वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Thank
Hare
you.
Krishna.
Hare
Dandavat
Krishna.
pranam.
Thank you,
Dandavat.
Prabhuji.
Thank you.
Dandavat pranam.
Dandavat pranam to all devotees.
हरे कृष्णा
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Nana Pranam. Very wonderful session, Prabhuji. Thank you very much.